Morning. Look. Good morning. I decided to do a quick live. I was just looking at some things for DFS. I put my hand in DFS a little bit, just a little bit, and I was looking at some players that's look like they set up to go off this week. So number one, Mahomes versus the Chargers. It's set up to be a lovely matchup. Um, Hurts versus the Dolphins. Jalen Hurts versus Dolphins. Set up to be a great matchup for him. Um, Pacheco. Pacheco versus. I might be more for. Hold up. That might be the perfect matchup for. Isn't Eagles at home? Can't remember. Maybe let me check and see if the Eagles at home. Yeah, the Eagles at home, so yeah, that's the perfect matchup for Hurts to go crazy. Pacheco versus Chargers. Zach Evans. Oh, that might be the D. I know that's gonna be the chalk play in DFS. Zach Evans set to go off on the Steelers if he is going to be the main one getting the carries. Swift versus Dolphins. Um, Cooper Cup and probably Puka versus the Steelers. AJ Brown versus Dolphins. Smith might even have a chance to do his thing. A sneaky play for DFS that I'm going to be playing in tournaments. Justin Watson versus Chargers. I think he might get that one bomb touchdown, and he gonna be my cheat play to help me fit in some rosters. Um, that's the ones that stick out the most. And then they got some plays like Mark Andrews versus the Lions, and Joku versus the Colts, Amari Cooper versus Colts, Waddle versus the Eagles. Waddle finally set up to go off, but he was just such a target hog. He might just steal everything again. Roshan versus the Raiders. Um, then the next tier, they got a lot of plays in the next tier. We got, he's set up to have a decent game. I don't know if it's gonna happen because I don't trust him, but he's set up for a decent game, and that's Daniel Jones versus Commanders. Look, Giants been so bad. I don't blame me if I don't trust you. But I'm gonna play him in a tournament play. Um, Gino and shit. Some people gonna have to play some of these players because of the bye. Because a lot of players on bye this week, so some people have to make these plays. Gino versus the Cardinals, Deshaun Watson versus the Colts, of course Tua versus Eagles, Kenneth Walker versus the Cardinals, the Denver running back versus the Packers. The question is, which one? Good luck figuring that out. Yeah, because I haven't figured that out. Ford versus Colts, Stevenson versus the Bills. Look, another sneaky play. Hyatt versus the Commanders. That's gonna be a sneaky DFS play. I got another one. What's his name? Aguilar versus the Lions. Another sneaky DFS play. Um, Fairmute versus the Rams. Houghton versus Falcons. Gardner versus Dolphins. Komet versus the Raiders. And then my number one sneaky DFS play that I'm going to play, and this might be me throwing money away, but um, tight ends, the Eagles are not tight on the tight ends, and the Dolphins tight ends are pure trash. So of course I'm not trusting any one of those, but there's a chance that the Dolphins, play Claypool at the tight end position, and maybe he might get a score. So I'm gonna make the play because when it comes to DFS tournaments, you got to just make some kind of storyline in your head, and that's gonna be my play. But I just wanted to run over certain plays on that stuck out to me, certain players that's poised to go off for the week. Um, Ones I didn't mention that's sitting on top on my boards. They got Love versus the Broncos. Um, so Aaron Jones versus the Broncos. Jacobs versus the Bears. Brian Robinson versus the Giants. Rondell Moore, that might be on your waiver wire, versus the Seahawks. Telling you, Rondell Moore versus the Seahawks. Musgrave versus the Broncos. Shit, everybody versus the Broncos. Broncos trash. Defense trash. Everybody versus the Broncos. But and another surprise play. You might you might see a double digit game score from JSN finally. JSN might put in some work today. Arizona is not good against the slot, and JSN has played the um, most percentage of his time in the slot. Now that might be Lockett that end up going off, but JSN could be a sneaky play. Curtis Samuel been going crazy, and he got a good matchup. Curtis Samuel, bro, if you can trade for Curtis Samuel on the slick, if you whether it's dynasty or redraft, if you can trade for him on a low, and in dynasty you can, because people don't think much of him. Go get him. Go get him. Somebody gave him to me for a third. I happily took that. If the man giving you 11, 12 points a game, I happily took that. I need that. But anyway, I don't keep my lives long. Peace.